Pantera Capital spends 5 minutes alone with the internet's love button. Buttered popcorn and Bitcoin, and lo, Bitcoin Black Friday begat Cyber Mondays, which begets Giving Tuesdays, so saith Satoshi. This is the week of December 5th, 2014. I'm Stephen Chun, and this is Money and Tech. Banks and Bitcoin, will they ever get along? Multinational banking and financial services company HSBC has severed ties with Jersey Island's Global Advisors, one of the first regulated Bitcoin investment funds, due to what HSBC is calling money laundering risk. While HSBC refused to comment specifically on its relationship with the Bitcoin fund, saying, "We do not discuss individual customers, nor do we confirm whether an individual or business is or has been a customer." HSBC did mention that in reviewing our portfolio, we have identified a number of relationships that don't meet our strategic criteria. We don't take the commercial decision to end a customer relationship lightly. And when we do so, it follows careful consideration of that relationship in light of our strategic focus or global risk management standards. No doubt someone will notice the irony of the situation, as it was in 2012 when HSBC was ordered to pay a nearly $2 billion fine for its alleged role in laundering money for South American drug cartels. Global Advisors Director Daniel Masters calls HSBC's decision a step in the wrong direction. The organization has already partnered with another bank in Jersey and is looking to expand its list of partners and activities. As fellow Global Advisors Director Jean-Marie Mognetti states, "We are building a strong network of banking partners from Asia to Europe and are now looking actively at America. It is part of our responsibility towards our clients to always anticipate a couple moves ahead." Changetip, affectionately known as the love button of the internet, has announced the close of a Series A funding round that netted the tipping platform a pretty cool $3.5 million. The round was led by Bitcoin investment firm Pantera Capital and saw investments from the likes of Bold Start Ventures, Cryptocurrency Partners, 500 Startups, and more. Changetip will use the newly raised funds to work on product enhancement, platform engineering development, and user acquisition. Tipping has become a major component of the cryptocurrency community. Doge Tipbot recently raised $500,000, and last week Coinbase released their own tipping app, as Pantera Capital CEO Dan Morehead elaborated. Tipping is likely to be Bitcoin's first killer app, seamlessly integrated into social media, enabling people to send money in a way that's instantaneous, free, borderless, and without minimums. This could have a huge impact on adoption. I got my first Bitcoins free from Gavin Andreessen's Bitcoin faucet. When we look back in a year, there's a good chance that the majority will have gotten their first Bitcoins free via Changetip. After 20 years of discussion, China is poised to offer nationwide deposit insurance, guaranteeing deposits up to 500,000 yuan, or a little over 81,000 in US dollars. This change would impact 99% of Chinese bank accounts. Accounts that hold more than 500,000 yuan are not in line to be insured, and it seems that only small financial institutions are slated to receive government backing. Previously, China's central government often bailed out large banks under scrutiny and worked hard to give back any funds high-end investors may have lost. As a result, Chinese banks have often got away with shoddy loan practices, and investors have often placed their money in the hands of risky business ventures, counting on a government rescue should anything go wrong. The government now feels that it can allow market forces to play a bigger role in the system. It seems that China is willing to embrace failure in order to strengthen its political and financial status, and government bailouts of large banks who engage in irresponsible behavior now appear to be a thing of the past. As economist Wai Yao states, in a financial system where shadow banking investments is often protected, such developments represent a great leap of faith. This is the most critical and yet riskiest reform measure ever undertaken. The risk comes down to how the half of deposits and the entire bond, as well as shadow banking investment that are unprotected, will move about in response to the implementation. This week, the price of Bitcoin went all relatable protagonist from a romantic comedy, reaching up out of its comfort zone but always returning to what's safe. What's safe? $375 apparently. Like a doting mother and a small child with his first cell phone, Bitcoin seemed to need to check in with $375 every few hours. Friday morning saw this week's low hitting at about $360 before quickly bouncing up to around, you guessed it, $375. Saturday morning saw the price hit its high for the week at $385, but the rest of the week was basically Bitcoin screaming at $375. I wish I knew how to quit you. In what should be national headlines everywhere this year, nobody died on Black Friday. There were fights, there were arrests, and I think someone got hit by a car. But the whole of humanity somehow managed to keep it together enough to not murder anyone over sweet, sweet savings. And on the Bitcoin side of things, Bitcoin Black Friday seemed like it went pretty well, with many merchants extending deals over the weekend, resulting in almost $150 million in transactions. Of course, sales continued into Monday for Cyber Monday, so overall, it was 4 days of people spending a lot of Bitcoin. And Tuesday saw the beginning of a new tradition, Giving Tuesday. BitGive teamed up with the Bitcoin Foundation, BitPay, Changetip, Circle, and Bitcoin Black Friday to launch the event. The event allowed Bitcoiners to donate as little as pennies to numerous charities and nonprofits and have them receive 100% of the profits. And on the lighter side of news, 95% of people who could use Apple Pay did not. Now it's time to take a look at the wild, wild west of Bitcoin and the continuing fallout from those who bit off a bit more than they could chew. This is Got Gox. Bitcoin advocacy organization, the Bitcoin Foundation, has issued a fraud alert over fake websites stealing users' Bitcoins. The foundation currently knows of 2 cloned sites, bitcoincompensation.com and bitsecuretransfer.com, that are recreating the Bitcoin Foundation website and hiding behind fake web addresses and domains. The association states in a blog post, neither of these domains have anything to do with the Bitcoin Foundation. We are taking steps available to us to help remove these offending websites from the internet. While we only know of the 2, we are continuing to monitor any other additional scam sites. The foundation warns that there may be other similar web pages in existence and is asking anyone who comes across one to report it to the foundation immediately. In related news, cybersecurity company Symantec has discovered a sophisticated malware named Regin and claims it is the most advanced and dangerous of its kind, spying on businesses and private individuals alike over the last 6 years. Symantec believes that the most likely culprit behind the malware is a nation-state, as a highly complex technology of the spyware suggests a government-based cyber espionage tool. Computers in Russia, Saudi Arabia, and Ireland have been the primary targets. Once installed, Regin has the ability to steal passwords, take screenshots, restore deleted files, and even take control of a user's mouse, but Symantec is offering some hope. According to Senior Development Manager Vikram Thakur, the malware is not being used as a massive surveillance tool, but rather to wage long-term surveillance campaigns against specific targets. As he explains, we think that the malware is capable of targeting just about anybody who connects to the internet today. However, we don't believe that this tool is being used to target individuals at home. So people who leave their computers on while getting undressed probably don't need to worry. A computer science student at Mount Royal University in Canada, going by the name Richard, has launched a new website called Flicks for Coins. If you can't decipher that strange Canadian slang, that's movie tickets for Bitcoin. The site allows you to purchase movie tickets with Bitcoin or Litecoin because, of course, no theaters actually accept digital currency. Get with the times, movie theaters. The site also lists available showtimes at theaters all across the US and Canada. And if that wasn't enough, Richard has dedicated the site's About Us sections to explaining what Bitcoin is, how to get it, and who uses it. Richard explained his inspiration for the site, stating, "With the use of Bitcoin becoming increasingly popular, I wanted to find ways an average user could adopt the currency into everyday transactions. With a little bit of research, I discovered there was no service offering to purchase movie tickets with Bitcoin, nor were movie theaters currently accepting Bitcoin as a method of payment. My goal for Flicks for Coins is to promote Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, but to also promote technology and innovation." Find more information on this week's news stories at moneyandtech.com. I'm Stephen Chun, and thanks for watching Money and Tech's Weekly News Update.